if you have a fever thing. Mr. Lalla, good evening.
What's going on? Good evening.
How you going, partner? How you going?
I'm good.
I mean, I know with your father passing and whatnot. How you been keeping?
Good, so far. By the grace of God, all is well.
Okay?
Yes.
Mr. Lalla, here now, tell me what really going on with this thing with voting and whatnot. Tell me.
Well, we know with the COVID in the country, there have been a lot of concerns, a lot of issues with regard to voting. From a voting point of view, even if you do not have a mask, you're entitled to vote. It is advisable to wear a mask, but even if you don't have a mask, the EBC has said you can vote.
If you don't have a mask?
So even if you do not have a mask, you're still entitled to vote. The EBC has put systems in place for social distancing when you vote, 6 feet apart. So it's no different than when you're going to shop in PriceSmart. If you get shop in PriceSmart, it is the same principles and it's the same procedure of the distance in line.
Can anybody tell you to stay home and don't come out? That's what I want to hear. That is what I want to hear.
It is your legal right to vote. It is an offense, a criminal offense for anybody to intimidate, to manipulate or fool you in a way that you cannot vote by telling you you're quarantined, you have to stay home, it's COVID, we suspect you. Only if the Ministry of Health tests you and you're positive or the Ministry of Health quarantines you, only in those circumstances can you stay home. You cannot go to a polling station and anyone tell you, I suspect you to have COVID, go home or you cannot vote. Any sign of intimidation by anybody, any thuggery, people have phones now, this is a critical election, take videos, take photographs, report it to the police. People have a right to vote. It's a civic duty. It's important to vote. Do not be dissuaded to vote. There are measures in place with the social distancing. EBC is taking measures. It may be a little long in terms of lines. Go early to vote. Don't wait till the afternoon because people are going to rush. At the end of the day, once your name is on the list, even if you don't have a poll card or an ID card, you're entitled to vote.
Go ahead. You can walk in.
Once your name is on the list, you're entitled to vote without a poll card and without an ID card.
Is it an offense? Is it an offense for anybody to trick you not to vote?
It is. Anybody manipulating the process to trick you, intimidate you, anything like that, it's to report it, take a photograph of who's doing it because those are offenses under the Elections Act. It's an election offense. So that you have the power, once you are registered to vote, you're entitled to vote and they'll allow you to vote.
So Rowley or the Minister of Health cannot tell you stay home and don't come out and vote?
Unless you have been tested positive and quarantined, those are the only circumstances. You're entitled to vote once your name is on the list.
If I don't have a mask and I go by the voting place, by the polling station, tell me.
You are entitled to vote. Because all the staff there will be masked. It would be advisable for people to wear masks, but they cannot deny you.
They cannot turn you away?
No.
So if they use the thermal scanner and they realize my temperature high, what to do?
Well, I don't know if they're going to be using thermal testers. You're still entitled to vote. Thank you.
You realize now, Mr. Lalla, you realize that the COVID cases, apparently the corona has turned PNM because it's only in the marginal. I don't know if you observed that.
Yeah, and what is interesting for a country of 1.4 million, maybe 1.5 with Venezuelans, we have only tested maybe 6,000 when we should have tested at least 10% of the population.
Right.
So that it is very interesting just 2 weeks before an election, testing all of a sudden there's a second wave. But the important thing is people to understand their rights in voting, their ability to vote. They need to exercise their right.
So nobody can stop you, right? Nobody can stop you.
And the EBC has a list online of people's names. They could go and check it. If you live in an area, you could go to the EBC offices, check it before Monday, find out where a polling station is. Try to make it as quickly as possible by getting information before. Don't wait Monday to go and look where your polling station is because a lot of them have been moved around. Try between now and Monday, I would suggest people make the inquiries, find out where you're going to vote. Your name is on the list. So it's an easy process.
Okay. Tell me again. So Mr. Lalla, so Give me, so now you have said that, because a lot of people had concerns that I wonder if I'll be turned away when I go to vote. I wonder if I got bacchanal, if I have to get a mask, if I leave my mask home, they go close the door, all kind of thing. And I'm glad you cleared the air with that. Yeah, glad, I'm really happy you cleared the air with that.
The elections this year, there's a lot of tension, as you know.
Thank you.
People are very nervous. There are a
Yeah.
lot of acts of intimidation taking place. People, that is your constitutional right to vote. Nobody can stop you from voting. And if anybody tries, like I said, those are offenses, let the police know, take a photograph. Do not let anybody take that right away from you.
Mr. Lalla, is there anything you want to tell the voting population again? Those who go
Well,
out on Monday?
exercise your right to vote. Voting is important. Don't let anybody stand in your way. That is a right that people have fought for hundreds of years to get. You have the right to vote. People must know what is in their best interest. Do it. Don't sit back home and not vote. Don't wait till the afternoon to vote. Go out early and vote.
Mr. Lalla, thank you again, and to your family. You all be strong. I know it's a time, still a painful time for you all because you lost your dad. And tell your mom I said hi.
Definitely. Thanks very much.
Thanks again. Well,
Take
ladies
care.
and gentlemen, you heard it from Attorney Lalla. Your right to vote. Let's take a fast break.